65 seconds. That was all Paraguay needed to make history. Before most supporters had even settled into their seats, Matias Galarza unleashed a powerful strike from distance that found the back of the net and gave Paraguay an immediate lead. It became one of the fastest goals of the 2026 World Cup and instantly changed the tone of the match. Turkey suddenly found themselves chasing the game almost from kickoff. Yet the goal was only the beginning of a truly unusual afternoon. As the first half progressed, challenges became harder, emotions rose, and players from both sides started exchanging words after several physical encounters. Near the end of the half, a heated confrontation broke out following a strong tackle. While trying to calm the situation, referee Ivan Barton stepped between the players. During the commotion, something unexpected happened. His watch slipped from his wrist and landed on the pitch unnoticed. Galarza spotted it lying on the grass. Instead of immediately returning it, he picked it up and placed it on his own wrist. For several minutes, one of the World Cup's goal scorers was running around the field wearing the referee's watch. Cameras captured the moment from multiple angles, and within minutes, the images began spreading across social media. Commentators were left wondering how such a bizarre situation could even occur during a match at the highest level of international football. Eventually, Galarza handed the watch back without any argument or controversy. No disciplinary action followed, and play continued normally. Yet the incident highlighted something interesting about modern football. Even with countless regulations covering almost every aspect of the game, there are still rare situations that nobody has ever imagined needing a rule for. What seemed like a small moment quickly became one of the tournament's most talked about images. As the second half began, attention shifted away from controversy and back to the football itself. Paraguay faced a difficult challenge. Playing with 10 men against a determined Turkish side, they needed concentration, discipline, and resilience to preserve their lead. Turkey controlled large portions of possession and spent long periods attacking around Paraguay's penalty area. Their players moved the ball quickly, searching for gaps and forcing the defense to remain organized. Every passing minute increased the pressure. Yet despite the territorial advantage, clear opportunities remained surprisingly difficult to create. Paraguay adopted a compact, defensive shape and worked tirelessly to close spaces. Every tackle, interception, and clearance carried enormous importance. The team understood that one mistake could erase the advantage they had earned within the opening minute of the game. As the clock continued to tick down, frustration began to grow among the Turkish players. The urgency of their situation was impossible to ignore. A defeat would leave their hopes hanging by a thread, while Paraguay knew that a victory could transform their position in the group standings. The match became a test of patience as much as quality. Turkey pushed forward repeatedly, but Paraguay refused to break. Their goalkeeper remained alert, defenders stayed disciplined, and midfielders covered enormous distances to support the backline. When the final whistle finally arrived, the scoreboard still showed 1-0. The goal scored in the opening moments had proven decisive. Despite spending an entire half with one player fewer, Paraguay had successfully protected their lead. It was a result built on determination and defensive commitment, demonstrating how organization and teamwork can sometimes overcome numerical disadvantages at the highest level of the sport. The unusual watch incident would normally have dominated headlines for days. However, before halftime arrived, the match produced an even more significant talking point. Deep into first-half stoppage time, another disagreement developed between players from both teams after a challenge near midfield. During the exchange, Paraguay's Miguel Almiron briefly covered his mouth while speaking to an opponent. At first glance, it looked like a common football habit, something seen countless times across different competitions over the years. This World Cup, however, is operating under a different set of expectations. Officials have been instructed to take a much stricter approach toward actions that can hide verbal exchanges during confrontations. Referee Barton was alerted to the incident and reviewed it carefully. After examining the situation, he produced a straight red card. The decision immediately stunned players, coaches, and supporters. Almiron became one of the first high-profile examples of the tournament's tougher interpretation of player conduct. Whether people agreed with the decision or not, the referee applied the guidelines exactly as instructed. Suddenly, the entire match changed. Paraguay still held their one-goal advantage, but they would have to protect it with 10 men for the entire second half. Turkey, meanwhile, had been given a huge opportunity. With a numerical advantage and plenty of time remaining, they now had every chance to rescue their World Cup campaign. The discussion quickly expanded beyond the match itself. Supporters debated whether strict enforcement creates greater accountability or whether some situations deserve more context before severe punishments are handed out. Regardless of opinion, the incident demonstrated how modern football continues to evolve, with new interpretations and regulations influencing matches in ways that would have seemed unusual only a few years ago. Long after the final whistle, discussion surrounding the match continued across television studios, websites, and social media platforms. Interestingly, many conversations focused less on the result and more on the unusual moments that surrounded it. The image of Galarza briefly wearing the referee's watch quickly became one of the tournament's most memorable snapshots. Fans transformed it into memes, jokes, and edited images that spread around the world within hours. What might have been forgotten in another era became unforgettable thanks to modern broadcasting and social media. At the same time, debates surrounding disciplinary standards continued. Football authorities often introduce new measures with the goal of improving fairness, transparency, and accountability. Yet every new interpretation eventually encounters real-world situations that test how those ideas function under pressure. This match provided exactly such a test. For Turkey, the defeat represented a painful setback. Expectations had been high before the tournament, and many observers believed the squad possessed enough talent to progress deep into the competition. Instead, they found themselves facing elimination after a match filled with frustration and missed opportunities. Paraguay, meanwhile, left the field with 3 crucial points and renewed confidence. Their players showed remarkable determination after being reduced to 10 men, and the victory kept their ambitions alive heading into the next stage of the competition. Perhaps that is why this match will be remembered for so long. It contained everything football can produce in a single afternoon. An early goal, controversy, unexpected incidents, tactical battles, emotional reactions, and a dramatic fight for survival. Whether people remember the watch, the red card, or the result itself, the encounter offered a reminder that football remains unpredictable even when everyone believes they have seen it all before.